What you got to tell us, man?
Girl, it's so crazy that I come on today and I see you doing the reaction to her interrogation. I
Mm-hmm.
binge watched her all last week. I binge
Did you?
watched her trial and everything that was going on because they got sentenced. I binge watched her and that Letitia
Stouch? Yeah.
Stouch.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a mess, but with her, girl, she pissed me off because I knew she was lying as soon as she sat down. From
Yeah.
the moment that detective said to her that her baby passed away, she immediately just started throwing him under the bus and blaming everything on him.
Mm-hmm.
In his
Yeah.
whole interrogation, he kept trying to defend her, which I really feel like, just in my opinion, I wasn't, we wasn't there, so we don't know, but I don't think that he was the one abusing the kid. He should be in jail because, just like you said, because he, saw it happening, he never did nothing about it. But I believe when he got with her, he was already seeing what type of woman she was, she was with her daughter. And that's why he was like, I just let her handle it. He probably never thought
Mm-hmm.
it would get to the extreme that it got to. But he
Yeah.
didn't live with her too. You got to remember that. He didn't live with her
Mm-hmm.
for a long time. So he wasn't seeing all the neglect of her not feeding the baby, smacking her around and doing all of that. He didn't start
Well,
processing those things until once he moved in. And by then I just think he's probably just
they
all but
moved in there. They moved in there together, and they had been there for 8 months, something like that. No, no, two
no,
months.
yeah, because
They
remember,
had been there for 2 months.
okay, because remember, in his interrogation, he told them that his family didn't like her. See, if you listen, well, you're gonna play it tomorrow, so we're gonna hear
Hmm.
it.
I listened to some of.
Yeah,
I
but
listened to a lot of it.
yeah, I listened to it too. To me, I got the impression that he comes from a little bit of money, and
Really,
his family.
I didn't get that impression.
No, if when he was talking about his family and who they
Uh.
are and all of that, I just think he was more a little bit above middle class. If you know what I'm saying, like he wasn't. I don't think his family rich, but I'm saying the way he was talking in his interrogation, like his family seemed to me like they was more uppity and they looked down on Sierra. So
Mm.
they didn't really care for her much. Because if you think about when he was talking about her and his family, he was like, my parents. Okay, let me back up. Remember when the detective in there, when she first started alluding to all the scratches on his face, and she was like, "Wow, you got a lot of scars on your face," like trying
Mm-hmm.
to
He
make it
started
seem like he
counting
was
them
some
out.
kind of thug gangster. You get what I'm saying? And he corrected her right there when he started talking about
Well,
his childhood. He was like,
well, I got the impression she was trying to see if Sierra caused any of them bruises because they
"Oh,
both
well, I
said they
guess."
didn't even think that.
Well, see, I guess you can interpret it either way because the way I took it, I thought that the detective was basically trying to call him out like a thug, like like real aggressive,
Mm.
like a fighter, like always inside
Yeah,
because he was
yeah, I didn't
explaining
get
where he
that.
got. No, well, okay, yeah.
But it makes sense. I mean,
Because if you
either way
listen to
makes
the
sense.
interrogation, he was like, there was points where he was talking about certain scars he had and how old he was when he got them. He was 9
Hmm.
and he was 11, and he was like, she kept like trying to talk to him about like like your upbringing, and he was like,
Hmm.
I was never aggressive growing up. She was like, oh really? He was like, yeah, I know you see all these scars, but no, I wasn't like that as a child. I was, I had to be made to fight growing up.
I heard the guy detective say, "Oh, I never thought that," and then the lady backed it up, and
Well,
because
I
he
think he
he
thought
was
the same
actually
thing. I
he
think
was
that
actually a bullied child. He was
right.
bullied in
That's what I'm
school.
saying, and I think that Deonte was trying. I think he thought the same thing I got from it. I think
And that's
he
the
was trying
sad
to
part.
clear up the fact that she was like profiling him as like a gangster. That's what I
Hmm.
got from it, and I think he was just trying to like say to her like, no, 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 that's not my life. Like I didn't grow up like that.
Right, his grandparents raised him.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And they don't like his family don't like Sierra. That's what he was saying in his interrogation. That's why he moved in with her, because she wasn't allowed around, you know, around his family, like at their residence.
I didn't hear him say that, or I might not have got to that part.
Yeah, he talked about her not being around his family and stuff because there was always an altercation because his family didn't like her.
Well, I know she said that she wasn't around the family.
Right, but that's why they was asking her that, because they wanted to see if they stories,
if she was gonna say the same thing.
Right. Yeah, because he was saying, like, you know, his family don't like her, like basically more like they look down on her, like they more uppity. That's what I was getting from it. And then and look at her, look at how she was talking in her interrogation. You get what I'm saying? So I see why his family probably was looking like, you bring this ghetto chick home and then look at her, she beating and abusing her child. It's crazy.
And now look at his dumb, like, dude.
Like, I know everyone is feeling bad for the biological father. I feel horrible for him too, but I just think he could have done more. I think that when he was ready to do more, it was too late.
Well, I really don't know that. Because so I definitely can't say that.
The reason why I say that is because the baby wasn't walking for months. Like, she was taking this baby to daycare, to her job, to work with her.
But you do know that she was
like, no.
Wait, hold on before you get finished. You do know that she had lied and put an order of protection on him. And then he couldn't come around. So then he was going to the daycare trying to see her. And she lied on him, and she got him all caught up with that. So once she did that, he didn't come around. And before that, she wasn't letting him get the baby.
See, the thing is, fathers, that's why I stay so on my sons with their kids and stuff, because at the end of the day, you know that saying, mama's baby, papa's maybe? I don't believe in that saying. My sons have just as much rights to the kids as the mother does. And I don't like when, like in his situation, I feel like they just gave Ciara way too much power. He is the father. He has rights too. And I just feel like he waved his white flag too soon. Like, you know, I'm not going to be bothered with this. I'm not going to deal with it.
I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so. Because he, like I said, he did that. He called CPS. He took pictures. He was trying to get custody of her.
He did that later. That's what I mean when I say, when he was ready to actually, when he really started putting his foot to the metal for his daughter, it was too late.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what he said. Is he didn't see her again after he took them pictures of her, and then she even said, I let him see her. But even still, that was still her. That was her. I believe, listen, if she was keeping her away from him at any point, she was the reason why he wasn't seeing her, period. Okay, she was giving the man a hard time.
But there's a court system.
And he went to it.
Later.
But see, so do you know? No, yeah, I see what you're saying.
No woman is gonna tell me I can't see my child if I'm a man. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm just thinking about it like with my sons, you know, because they have kids. Like, the mother's not gonna tell my son, you're not gonna see your daughter. No, I'm gonna see my daughter, or I'm gonna see you in court. Like, you're not gonna tell me I can't see my child. Especially when he's very much involved in her life. He's always you see the videos. He always had his daughter a lot. She seemed like she was with him a lot. So he was a hands-on dad. So with being a hands-on dad, you're not gonna just out the blue stop me from seeing my kid. That's not gonna happen. I'm gonna see you in court.
Well, what it is when he left her, she was bitter and she started keeping her away. Yeah. She was letting him get her sporadically, and because that's where we keep differing with that letting him. You ain't letting him see nobody. He got just as much the same rights to that child as she do. He does, but what I'm saying is, I need to find when she started doing that and when he actually petitioned all of this stuff, because I don't know that. So that's why I could never say that he wasn't doing enough, because I don't know when it stopped.
I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he wasn't doing enough. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I think that when he started really putting his foot to the pedal to say, you know, I'm just going to get custody of my daughter because I'm over this. It was too late. And the reason
why
that is because there's I just can't wrap my mind around for at least 2 months they was able to prove that the baby wasn't walking because she was carrying her and the child was walking. You get what I'm saying? How you going to work? She was going to work carrying the baby. She says it in the interrogation to the detective.
Right.
The detective asked her about it. So how no one noticed that this baby is not walking, that something is wrong with her, and her mother is bringing her to work to a daycare facility. And so she's just laying there all day?
Right, good question. Which is why she quit, because people was looking at her crazy, but they still had to know something was going on, unless she was telling them. Okay, it could have been a couple times that she did it, and she said, "Oh, she ain't feeling good." But at the same time, you can't take a sick kid to work with other kids. So I don't know what the heck they had going on there.
In early childhood development for over 20 years, trust me, you're right on that. You can't bring your sick kid to work with you.
Yeah, at a daycare, like you can't do that. So I don't even know.
That's why I have a problem. I can't wrap my mind around that, because in a daycare facility, that's your job to observe a child. So if you seeing this with, even if she a teacher and she working at the facility, I'm sure teachers is whispering like, "You see that baby? She 5 years old. Why she keep carrying her? What's wrong with us? A hip, bro?" You get what I'm saying? You're gonna ask questions. You're gonna be talking about it, and they have anonymous calls where you could call into hotlines and report stuff. No one said nothing.
They're what are they? I can't think of the word, but they're automatic reporters. They're supposed to report anything like that. They cannot.
Yes,
mandatory report. Yep, mandated reporter. That's the word. Yeah, so they didn't need to call no hotline. They need to just do their job. And I do know for a fact one of the daycares got shut down. I think it was the Harbor Crest, but I'm not sure. I got to look up the other daycare. So yeah, the Harbor Crest is the first one, and then Ready Set Grow. I'm not sure. That's the one I was in a church. I think it was Harbor Crest.
Let me ask you something, because you said something earlier in your life. I wanted to piggyback off of. You said she only had third grade reading level, but in her interrogation she said she graduated from high school, and she graduated with a degree in early childhood development. How did she get that only reading on the third grade level?
She had them EIP or IPE classes or whatever. Yeah, she had those slow learning classes.
Right, but how did she?
They probably passed her along. No child left behiend.
Right, but how did they give her a degree? Like, how did they give her a certificate?
She ain't got no, because she got that in high school.
So she got it in high school. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the system not only failed Aniya, but it failed all them kids whose classroom she was in. All the way around, because how does she get even a certificate to be an assistant reading on a third grade level?
Because they passed her along. Like when her sister was on the stand, if you can find her testimony, I think it's about 40.
Who at the daycare that she worked at?
I think her sister's testimony is about 45 minutes long, and she that's when they said that. They said, because her sister just said that she knew that she was in slow learning classes and had a learning disability, but some of the things that they was telling her she didn't know. And that's when they said she got a third or fourth grade reading level or level of some comprehension or something. Yeah. Oh, another thing I wanted to say, you said mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
Yeah, they have that saying, they say mama's baby, papa's maybe. Like saying, when you have a child, it's the mother's, but you're never not sure about the daddy. That's right. The laws are the way they are with the fathers and stuff, and fathers got to always go to court to prove that they are the father of the child.
Right, because nowadays, I mean, shoot, back then too. I mean, women will put a baby on a man in a minute. And first of all, you shouldn't be sleeping with nobody you don't trust like that. You're supposed to be married, all that. But I'm just saying, you got to get a blood test immediately. But yeah, it is mama's baby and daddy's maybe, because we know she birthed a child and we ain't sure if he's daddy for real. So.
Right. And then there was another thing I wanted to piggyback off of that you was talking about earlier too, with the twin brother. I just feel like her family knew that she was an abusive parent to Aniya. And they chose to protect her, and that's why she was so eager in that interrogation interview talking the way she was talking because she's so used to being protected. That brother, he never touched his niece, but he lied for her so that she don't get in trouble with the father, and said that he put the bruises on the baby one other time when the baby was scarred up and the father was questioning it.
But he also is Deonte's friend. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you gonna pick your friend over your niece's safety? And then she said,
see, and you just said it right there. You just answered your own question, because it's not his friend he's picking his twin sister. He's protecting her because she's the
and
one
his friend
on that baby.
Because he didn't want Deonte. She said something about because he didn't want Deonte to be in no mess too. That's what she said.
Well, we know we don't want to believe nothing she said, because her whole interrogation interview.
We gotta take what they say, what the evidence show, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But her whole interrogation was a lie. Everything she said was a lie.
Girl, everything.
She didn't care not one bit. She showed no emotion the entire interview.
And honestly, when her sister was on the stand, she did say something like, so evidently it did have to be a conversation, because her sister said anytime it would be a mark or anything like that, she would always blame it on something else. It was never her.
Right.
And she said then she witnessed her coming out the bedroom before with a bloody nose. And then she stopped talking to her sister because her sister slept with her ex. And so they fell out, and she was not talking to her sister at all. And so she was trying to she was getting information about her through the brothers, Isaiah and Eric.
Right. The detective asked her about that with the sister in her interview about the bloody nose. About her sister getting into an argument about the Aniya having a bloody nose.
What she say? I don't think in the interrogation.
Yeah,
I don't think I got
to. We didn't finish watching it
because I was skipping through it though too.
Oh no, the detective asks her. There's a part in there where the detective asks her about her sister and her not speaking, and why they not speaking.
Oh yeah, she did. Right. That's how that's how I got it right. And then when her sister was on the stand, they asked her twice. And she didn't never say. She was just like, well, we fell out over something that I did, that she didn't like.
Happened, she was telling them detectives everything about Sierra, because it was a couple of things the detective was mentioning to her that only came from the sister.
Right, Rooks. Yeah, her sister told Michael. Her sister and Michael was talking. They both was calling CPS. Right. And then that daycare had 14.
CPS on her too. You're right.
Yeah, Michael and her sister, and then probably his girlfriend and whoever else.
But you see how this goes? You see how the sister didn't do anything about nothing until she slept with her boyfriend. Like you knew she was being abusive to her daughter, but you did nothing about it until she hurt you. You get what I'm saying? So you did it.
Yeah, I mean, they do sound like that.
Being malicious towards her, but you didn't.
I mean, to sleep with her ex-boyfriend was a malicious intent. I would not want nothing my sister laid with.
Right.
Who does that?
Right.
No loyalty.
But what I'm saying is, she should have called a long time ago on her sister.
Yeah, I know. She only loyal to her damn self.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
Wow. I mean, I would like to, cause she the baby. Her and her twin brother is the babies of 10. Yeah,
and then
family dynamic is like.
But you know what was so weird? She said the oldest one is like 26, and they said how old is the youngest one? She said 23. How the hell is it 10 kids between 26 and 23?
I figured it was sex of twins.
I think they the only sex of twins. I think Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Oh, okay. Because you're right. She did say it's 10 of them, and
she said her mother was.
But
she said her mother was 50 and her dad is 69.
Yes, because the detective do they all have the same father?
Her dad old enough to be her mama's daddy.
Wait, no, I think the father is the father of the last 4 of them, right?
Girl, she said it was 10 of them, and her 50-year-old mama ain't had no 10 kids between 26 and 23.
The detective asks her about that whole line like that. I think her It's 4. Her and the twin, and then it's 2 more that's with the mother and the father, because the detective.
And then the other ones is by somebody else.
Right, because the detective asked her. She said, "Do y'all all have the same father?" She
so
said,
when when she named it, when she said 26 through 23, she only talking about her mom's kids that grew up in the house with her.
Yeah, I think that's what she's talking about. Because you're right.
Yeah.
In the world, her mother 50 and got 10. Well, I mean, it could happen. You see.
Yeah, it could happen, but not between those ages.
Not having the oldest not having your oldest being 26.
It ain't enough numbers.
Right, exactly.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Like the math ain't mathing. How they say the math ain't mathing.
It ain't mathing, right? That's a good one. The math ain't damn mathing. That's
right.
that.
Because I was wondering about that when she was talking about her family in her interview, and the way that they all was like protecting her in the earlier years, unless she's lying. You know,
because she's the baby.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Like they protecting her because she's the baby, and that's why she was getting away with it for so long and keeping Aniya away from her father. And I agree with you on that too. I think she was keeping her away because she was trying to hide the scars, like waiting for her to.
Yeah, she was. And if you seen this picture of her laying in that casket,
yeah, I watched it. Well, no, I didn't. I couldn't. Your channel right now is the first time that I seen that, and I got caught off guard even seeing that because I would have turned away from the TV.
I didn't want to get the other one that was way more clear, but you
channel that got her whole body, her whole face just showing in the casket, and I think that's just
and you could see how little she was though. I mean, like you could see her bones.
She loved her dad though. I will say that.
Yes, she did, and he loved his baby.
I don't want to go home to mommy.
The man.
They taking her food in jail as they should. She shouldn't eat.
Yes, they should.
Like she starved her baby. Talking about they went to Red Lobster and the baby ate. That baby ain't eating nothing.
Girl, Red Lobster never happened. She lied.
Oh, she lied.
That never happened.
They said they did find video of them two.
Chipotle.
Oh, Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Right, you're right.
Red Lobster never happened.
Because the food was still in the refrigerator, the detective said. And
the lettuce was crisp.
Yeah, that's what she said, because I laughed.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, that was the day they went to Chipotle and she couldn't eat. That's because, she said she couldn't eat.
Y'all eat.
But guess what? Yeah. Where was Aniya? At home by herself. Who was sitting with her if her and Deonte was... No, where was she if she was keeping away from everybody and her and Deonte was at Chipotle?
Right. So do you think she was the baby was gone before Chipotle or when they called? Because the detective said that the baby had been passed away for a long time before they made that phone call. I
believe that when they bathed her...
How clean her house was. They cleaned up.
I believe when they bathed her, that's when she was dead. Because she pooped. And I believe that she was deceased. You know, when you pass away, everything let go. It was all in her hair. It was all that's when they bathed her. That's when she...
seizure or something.
Yeah, she allegedly fell off the toilet too.
Oh so. Yeah, I ain't believe her even when she said that. The detective made her describe it and everything, how the baby was sitting on the toilet and how she fell. That made
I think that was the same day. The same day they bathed her because it was a Saturday. Sunday is when they called the paramedics, and then she said she didn't wake up to the damn afternoon.
That's why I'm saying. That's why I asked you, because I think she was gone a whole day before they called.
Me too. Saturday.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
when they bathed her,
you notice how the detectives kept speaking on how immaculate the house was, and then
I didn't get to that part. I remember hearing that something about cleaning.
They even asked Deonte too, was Sierra always that clean? And he said, yeah, she had an OCD.
Oh, I did hear that part, but that's along the part where I stopped.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. Yeah.
Because I kept wondering too why the detective kept speaking about how clean the house was, but I was they cleaned up. That's what they trying to say. They cleaned up, bathed her, got her all cleaned up before they called 911.
But I believe it was the mattress was saturated. So what they do with that? It was there, and but yeah, I believe that when they bathed her, because if pay attention to one Deonte interrogation. He was talking about how he talking about all the time. Yeah, I help her bathe. What 4-year-old need 2 people to bathe them? You know why? Because she was passed away. Yeah. She was stiff.
He was helping her. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, yes. She was stiff.
Yeah.
And she was heavy.
Yeah.
And she couldn't do the shit by herself. That's what the hell that was.
Yep.
Dumbass. Yeah.
Yep. That's what it was.
Yeah. That's why she needed his help. And then
and saw all that poop and everything all in the bed and was like, oh, we got to clean this up.
We got to do something now. Yeah, we got to clean her up.
Yep.
And she admitted to laying her, she put her clothes on and washed her hair, laid her on the damn floor.
Can you imagine?
And did CPR allegedly before calling 911.
That just shows you just how cold she really is, though. Like, you did all of this to your deceased baby, you know, to cover what you been doing to her. So while you bathed her, you saw all your bruises that you done put all over her body, washed her hair, so you felt all the knots in her head that you put on her head, because they said she had blunt force trauma to her head that was old, and was healing, in the healing process.
The doctor also said he never seen a stroke of that manner.
Right.
And then she said something about him shaking her. I believe that is what they did. They turned her upside down and shook the hell out of her. That do cause brain injury. Yep, she said it.
No, yeah, but see, we got to take what she say with a grain of salt.
I know, but I mean, why would she admit to shaking her though?
Right, but that's what I'm saying, because you know people always say kids can die from baby shaking syndrome. But wait, she was 5.
No, this ain't no baby shaking syndrome.
That's what I'm saying. She was 5. And
no, she was 4. If you can violently shake her. She didn't have she is just limp, and you just gonna turn her upside down and just shake her. She don't have no resistance.
That's why I don't.
They trying to wake her up allegedly. Yeah, but the doctor didn't say nothing about her shaking. So he said stroke. But the reason why I even entertained it because
head injury.
Right, but I mean, shaking somebody and maybe knocking her head against the damn wall, that's a blunt head trauma.
Yes,
blunt force trauma.
Yep, yes.
She said they turned her upside down and shook her. Why would she say that? She did. That's what they did. Why would you lie like that, man? I believe it. That's what they did.
She was stretching it. I don't believe her.
I wasn't stretching until that.
She was all over the place in her whole interview, and she was saying a lot of outlandish stuff that didn't make.
She really wasn't that much all out of the way with it. She was telling.
Yes, she was just described how he supposedly was giving the baby a bath every day. First of all, she was 4, but you can't even handle her. The way she was handling that doll, saying he just threw her in the tub like this, and he threw her like that on the couch, and he threw her. No, she was stretching it. She was trying to make it sound like it was, real traumatic and all that, but that was her beating and pounding that baby, punching on that baby because she couldn't stand the father. I can see that. Like
I mean, yeah, but
baby, every time she looked at her, because she was so angry, and like I said earlier, her disdain for the father, and the more he kept trying to come around, wanting to see his daughter, it was pissing her off more, because he was in a new relationship. He was happy. They were showing pictures. Oh, and the picture that he put on his Instagram with him and his girlfriend and her daughter, that was the last time he seen his daughter alive. I think when the baby went home that night, I think she started really tearing her up real good, because she hated seeing how happy that baby was with her father.
I mean, I'm sure. He reported her too for them injuries.
In my time, I've met some really mean mothers, some real nasty ones. So I've seen mothers.
I believe
because they can't stand the father.
I believe everything she said was. She just used Deonte's name. That's what her ass was doing to her.
Yes,
so I mean, it's somewhere. It is truth somewhere between what she said.
She probably did it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Everything she said was her and not Deonte, but she just said it was him.
Because that's the way she was handling her. Like, get your ass out of here. Move. Don't talk to me. Get away from me. You know what
But my thing is, she wasn't even mobile. So she admitted that she started walking back at the other place, at the other apartments, and they had been there for 2 months. So Aniya wasn't walking, and her Well, she said out of her damn mouth, at least 3 months. So why the hell was she still beating on her?
Because she don't like the father. I know.
And then she was saying that she wasn't a bad kid.
Sick people out here. You watch Steve Wilkos. You hear the stories these mothers say just because they don't like the father, the things they do to their kids. Yes, every time she probably looked at that baby, she probably punched on her or slapped her around.
Yeah.
Poor baby.
I know.
Like it's just horrible.
Did you hear me say that I have a group called Fight for Aniya?
No.
Yeah, so so I'm gonna be ending in a minute, so I'm gonna tell the story again. That what Aniya, this case right here, was the second case that captured my heart. The first one was Kanika Jenkins in 2017. Okay, you did hear me. And then 2018 came Aniya, and so I wanted to follow the case. I created the group because I couldn't find one, and then 41,000 people joined the group, and then so many people was trying to share other cases, and I said, this is only for Aniya. I want to wait till the trial, everything is over. Right. And I said, have you ever wondered what makes some cases go viral and others don't? And I said, I'm gonna create a group. I'm gonna call it Make This Go Viral, and that is the birth of my business. That is my story. So did you have anything else to say? I got to get my butt off of here.
Nope. Thanks for having me up here, though.
Thank you so much for coming out.
I'm giving my 2 cents.
I'll call you later, tomorrow, something. Okay. Peace.